Greetings, sociopaths. As always, I truly appreciate you stopping by here. Now, as you saw in the teaser, we're going to be making a Christmas tree skirt. That's right, your little one can become a Christmas tree, and they can put on ornaments or they can pull them off if they want. Heck, maybe you can pull this off at a Christmas party. It's definitely no ugly sweater. All right, let's get started. All right, now the most important thing about a circle skirt is getting the circle right. Now you can tie a string with a pencil, but sometimes the pencil moves and that circle can get a little wonky. A good idea is to take a yardstick, put a nail in one end for the center, and drill a hole for your pencil on the other. That works really great. But I went to the hardware store and got a big compass. Now, I asked my wife if we had a large compass in the house, and she said, "Why do you need to know the direction if you're making a sewing video?" And if you think I'm making that up or that it's a stupid joke, I asked my buddy the same thing, and he said the same thing as my wife. So I went to the hardware store and I bought this awesome compass. Now, I had it stretched out almost to the max for the length of my dress, but we're gonna do a smaller version right now to show you how it works. All right, now you need to measure your little one's waist or your waist, and then you're gonna need to figure out the radius. Now I know what you're thinking, Christian, I don't wanna do math. And I didn't either. So I found a link from Google and I have put it below. All you have to do is put in your total measurement and it will figure in your radius. Just remember to add in some for your seam allowance. Now on our skirt, we're using felt. You technically don't have to finish the edge at all because it won't fray. That's one of the beautiful things about it. I'm going to finish the edge just because I want it to look a little bit nicer than if I didn't. All right, so you take your compass and you'll put it in the middle and then you'll spin it around to get your waist size. Now again, just measure the tape around your little one's waist and then put that in the formula and it will tell you the radius, all right? Now you're gonna wanna figure out how long do you want the skirt? Do you want it down to their knees? Do you want it above their knees? Figure in that length, and that's easy. You just go that exact length from the edge of your waist, okay? So then you're gonna have to add in the distance to the center of the circle, all right? So then we'll go ahead and we'll do that circle right around there. And that is how easy it is to cut out a circle skirt. Now, I always preach butcher paper, butcher paper, butcher paper. It comes in big rolls just like this from the hardware store. It's super cheap. If you're painting a room, get butcher paper. If you're making your own patterns, get butcher paper. If you want to transfer your really nice patterns onto something that might get messed up, yeah, that's right, butcher paper. All right, let's move on to the actual skirt. All right, well, I have my skirt cut out. Now this thing looks gigantic, especially for my 9-year-old daughter. But really, I promise you it's the right size because in the magic of Videoland, I already test fitted it on her. All right, now, like I said, this is felt. Honestly, it could be done right now. Maybe you put a piece of elastic right here in the waist, or you do a button closure like I'm gonna do, but it could be finished on the edge. But we're gonna go ahead and go that one extra step and show you that you can make this look just a little bit nicer. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this under and pin around the edge all the way around. You're never gonna get it perfect going around a curve, so just do your best, and then we're gonna run it through the machine. I don't wanna bore you, so I'm gonna zip ahead to after I've pinned the edge. All right, well, I've got some pins in my machine, and I went ahead and started it to make sure I'm on track. I've got a zigzag stitch that I wanted to make sure was just inside of my tiny seam allowance. And as we go, we're just gonna pull our pins. Now, I am not gonna bore you to death and go around this whole circle skirt with you because, man, that would take a long time. But this is just about doing what I did. Pull out a pin, keep it folded down, try to keep the distance even, and then just move on to the next pin. It's just a slow and tedious process. Sometimes sewing is, but that's why it can be so relaxing and awesome after you've had a really hard day or the kids are driving you nuts and they've been screaming. Heck, maybe they're screaming right now while you're sewing and you're thinking, oh, just concentrate on the needle, ignore the screams. I'm sure they haven't lost an arm. I've done that too. So just go ahead and keep folding it over. And you can even do this by hand. You don't really need to pin it if you don't want, because you're gonna be very methodical, right? You're gonna be real careful. Just don't forget to backstitch those beginnings and ends, because especially if you're making this for kids, as I always say, they destroy things. And just keep on going. All right, I'm making a nice little zigzag stitch with a brighter green because I love seeing my stitch work, even when it's bad, because I'm proud of the work I've put into it. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish around the bottom and the top of the circle, and then we're gonna do an awesome button closure that you're not gonna wanna miss. Okay, now the thing I love about buttonholes is seeing the buttonholes. I love differences in threads, stark contrast differences. I love a blue dress shirt with a red or yellow buttonhole. I like seeing that accent color. So I'm gonna use a white thread on our green felt. Now, every buttonhole foot on every machine is a little bit different. I'm showing you this on the Juki, but I have done a buttonhole tutorial on a simple Singer, and you can check that out. I've got links in the show notes below. All right, all we're gonna do is slide this under our buttonhole foot where we want it to start. And this is so simple. Again, it has a wire that goes in there to make sure nothing is going wrong. I hit a button to say I wanna do a buttonhole, and then I'm gonna turn up my dial to increase the thickness on the thread for the buttonhole. One, because I like to see it, it's cool. The other is that it's thicker, and I'm making this for my daughter, and she's gonna tear it up, you know they are. All right, so I pop down the foot, and literally all I have to do is put my foot on the pedal. It does everything for you. Now, how do you know you're getting the right size buttonhole? Well, you put a button into the back of the buttonhole foot, and that tells the machine exactly how thick to make the buttonhole. Again, I go into more detail with that in my buttonhole tutorial, and it really applies to any machine. You can take that knowledge and apply it to the Juki. Check the show notes below to check out that video. Now this is gonna tell me when it's done by slowing down and stopping. That's it. I cut my thread, my awesome button, and there we go. Now remember, when you're cutting your buttonhole, you want to place a needle or a pin right here in the bottom bar and right here under the top bar. And then when you seam rip it, you pop it down that way, and the needles or the pins will keep you from ripping through this beautiful buttonhole that you made. But how cool is that? And it's so simple. All right, let's go ahead and attach it to the skirt. All right, so we've got our skirt done. We've got a buttonhole installed on our tab. Now all we have to do is marry the two. All right, now when I was finishing up, I realized I didn't like that thick tab, so I went ahead and trimmed this down, and I'm not even gonna worry about finishing the edge. And I'm also gonna make a second one to make it nice and secure. All right, so I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna stick it under the skirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and sew along the line I already have. All right, this should be super easy. We just lay it up on our machine. I'm gonna lay it so that the wrong side is up so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna pull that so that it's just, the buttonhole is just past the foot. So about a foot's distance, all right? And then slide it under my foot and start sewing. You can always make changes. Whoa, where'd my pedal go? You can always make changes on the go. Remember that, all right? So I went ahead and did a quick stitch. Now I'm gonna back stitch, and I'm gonna do it with a zigzag so it matches the stitch that's already there. And then because this is gonna be the tugging part of the skirt, I'm gonna go ahead and give it one more stitch down. That's probably a bit of overkill, but hey, again, when it's for a kid, why not just go ahead and add that extra stitch? All right, now I'm just gonna cut away my excess here. Oh, I was using paper scissors. You know that you should always use fabric shears for fabric, right? because those are dull, and these are awesome. My trusty Fisker shears. I caught my skirt before it disappeared there. All right, now that is all you have to do. Now I show you how to make ornaments that you can use on this Christmas tree skirt on my Christmas tree video from last year. We had a toddler running around the house and we didn't want to risk her breaking all of the glass ornaments that we have on the tree. So we put up a felt tree where she could go and move the ornaments all around. Before we watch my daughter dance around in her Christmas tree skirt, and you know you want to do that, right? Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you found this to be a cute tutorial, please share with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Pinterest. If you're a new viewer, click that red subscribe button and go ahead and check the little bell. That way you'll be notified every time there's a new tutorial or video from Dad Sews. Every time we get 1,000 new subscribers, we give away a free Juki sewing machine. That's right. All you have to do to enter to win is just click that red subscribe button. All right, I will see you very soon with a new tutorial on Dad Sews. Thanksgiving is coming up, and I just want to say I'm very thankful to you, my viewers and fans. Don't forget our motto, sew, fail, repeat. Hey, I hope you liked that video. Be sure to click right here to subscribe and you'll be instantly entered to win a free sewing machine. How cool is that? And click right here for another great video. Hey, it may be better than this one. Go on, I'll wait. Seriously, I have all day.